Hello, people. Another beautiful day or night. Yup. Hope your five senses work. Hope your health and strength is good. What? And it's 2023. What's up, gamers? Sub-Zero in the building. Sitting here playing around here. Look, you know the Activision saga continues, right? All right. Somebody in the comment section said this article was sponsored by Sony. Listen to this. Microsoft acts like it doesn't know why there are regulatory concerns about Call of Duty in the FTC reply. Like someone said in the comment section, this article was sponsored by Sony. It says responding to the FTC complaint against its acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is taking things back to the very basics. Says responding to the Federal Trade Commission complaint regarding its ongoing efforts to acquire Activision Blizzard, Microsoft is feigning ignorance regarding certain obvious details regarding Call of Duty. Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard has not gone smoothly, to say the least, given the size of the acquisition, a staggering $68.7 billion. Extensive analysis is expected. The FTC decision to try and block Microsoft acquisition effort, however, has led to an increasingly odd, complicated scenario. Says here, in early December, the FTC officially kicked off its effort to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard in the United States. This is a legal effort by the FTC to argue that the acquisition violates U.S. law. Microsoft will be able to argue its case for why the acquisition should go through and indicate its plans to do so. When and in what court that will happen is a more complicated matter. Nevertheless, Microsoft has already responded to the FTC complaints, which has drawn some curious reaction. Anyway, let me keep going here. Says here, the 37-page response from Microsoft to the FTC complaint include a significant number of denial, admittance, and respectful requests to the court. One statement in particular is drawing a lot of recent attention, though. The comment reads, Microsoft avers that it lacks knowledge of information sufficient to form a belief as to the truth of allegations concerning industry perception of Call of Duty and Call of Duty original release date, or as the truth of allegations concerning Call of Duty launch and typical release schedule and the resources and budget Activision allocates to Call of Duty include the number of studios that works on Call of Duty. The idea that Microsoft is being mocked for feigning ignorance regarding Call of Duty release detail and other obvious Call of Duty information. The truth of the situation is a little bit more complicated. No, it's not. Because just let me finish this. says here, the section of Microsoft response to a specific paragraph in the FTC complaint, paragraph 6, of its nature of the case. In this paragraph, the FTC alleged that Activision and industry participants recognize Call of Duty as Activision key product franchise. Call of Duty was originally launched in 2003, and Activision released new titles for the franchise on annual basis. Activision allocates substantial resources to the franchise, as many has, and then it says redacted. Then it says primarily development studios are devoted to its at any one time, and its budget is significantly larger than other AAA titles. What's important to know is that the FTC cites this paragraph as part of its explanation for attempting to block Microsoft acquisition. Nonsense, I'm not buying it. Anyway, of Activision Blizzard, it's the key to the FTC argument. It says, while it may seem like Microsoft is trying to muddy the waters, feigning ignorance regarding Call of Duty release detailed and financial, that's clearly not the goal. Rather, Microsoft is stating to the court that the FTC is saying here isn't clear enough to agree to any to agree with or deny. Just as few examples of Call of Duty isn't always released annually. Substantially, resources is ambiguous to a fault. Multiple studios work on different games and not all on a single game. While Call of Duty games budgets are expensive, they're not the most expensive AAA games. The FTC will have to clarify these details in front of the courts. Then it says, this is just one part of Microsoft's efforts to begin dismantling the FTC legal case. If Microsoft can prove that the FTC case is built on incorrect information and assumptions, U.S. courts will have to allow the acquisition to go through. What the courts think of the FTC claims and Microsoft response won't be known for months yet. Then it says Activision Blizzard acquisition is only going to get more complicated from here. But look, that's the end of the paragraph. To me, the FTC is really reaching. To me, like they say in the comment section, this article was written by Sony. But to me, the FTC is reaching, really reaching. The FTC is really reaching, saying the acquisition violates U.S. law. First and foremost, when Sony bought Bungie, did that violate U.S. law? No, it didn't. So the FTC right now is just reaching right now, and there's a lot of holes in their arguments, and they're gonna have to show the courts why the deal was wrong, and try to hope the courts try to side with them. But Microsoft know the rules to Call of Duty. They know the rules. They know the history. They're not what's that word, stupid, to not know the rules. They know. This all comes down to Sony getting caught up. First of all, Sony doing their dirt and then hiding their hand, and then Sony trying to do all this Crimea River stuff and then try to have the FTC blindsided by their complaints. And this also comes down to Sony getting so caught up in Call of Duty that they didn't see the big picture at hand, which was the staff and the employees at Activision Blizzard. That's more important than actual Call of Duty, because you need people to make Call of Duty. So when they didn't pay attention to that, Microsoft saw that and really went in for the kill, so to speak. And just like an eagle catches fish out of water, that's how Microsoft approached this, and the rest was history, you know. So when Activision Blizzard was going through their problems, Sony or Nintendo didn't even step in to like help him or offer any assistance. Microsoft stepped in. PlayStation and Nintendo didn't, and here we are. So yeah. But other than that, man, to me, Microsoft was right to do this, especially when you got the shareholders. Like I told you before, if the shareholders never agreed to the deal, then Microsoft could have never purchased Activision Blizzard. But since they agreed to the deal, that's a plus on Microsoft's side. Then you got the employees agreeing to the deal. That's another plus. And then you got 75% of the public agreeing to the deal. So now, once you got those three in your favor, and then you got countries outside the United States agreeing to the deal, it's going to be tough to really go back on this deal, because everybody wants to see it. Everybody at Activision want to see this deal go through, you know, because they want new leadership, new direction, and they want to go in a different direction. So to me, Sony right now is just reaching. Based on the comments that I was looking at, some of these comments are funny. Got about 200 here. Somebody said they're letting the FTC figure out for themselves. Microsoft is smart not to do the FTC job for them. People are funny here. Another person here says, the FTC gonna have a hard time winning this one. From everything I read, good luck. He said, "Good luck." All I am saying, it says previously, because two other companies own all of the products. Companies which is the biggest than Sony. Nah, not this one. Don't like that company. Don't like that comment. Somebody said, somebody said, where was the FTC when Sony banned crossplay? These comments are funny. Somebody said, Sony had a lock on COD for years. Now it's not fun when the rabbit has the gun. Oh boy. Somebody says PlayStation literally time-gated COD content till the following COD release. But this is a problem. And then somebody else said, I will admit that I have a PS5 bias, but it's better than Activision trying to run Activision. Says this would make Microsoft the third biggest game publisher and put them in a competitive space to beat Sony. So a lot of comments here. And somebody else says, where was the FTC with all Sony exclusive? Where were they with games like Final Fantasy VII Remake? Yeah, that's gonna be they're going to have to prove that. Where were they? And where were they with the Spider-Man situation too? So yeah, this is gonna be a court battle. Someone else said Microsoft is the big dog in the yard. They make the rules. That's it. Somebody says, oh my God. It says, what's the logic in the U.S. stopping an American company buying another American company because a Japanese company doesn't like it? Yeah, people are commenting. We get one more comment here. See if I can get one. Someone says, yeah. This article is sponsored by Sony. There's about 200 comments, but I'm not gonna go too much into it. But yeah, the truth of the matter is they didn't step in when they were supposed to. Sony got caught up in the exclusivity to Call of Duty, and when Activision was at their weakest point, before Microsoft stepped in and buy them, Sony never stepped in, and that was the problem. And then Nintendo, they never stepped in. I guess Sony and Nintendo was thinking this was just a regular company going through their ups and downs, and they never thought for 1 second that it was an opportunity to buy Call of Duty, to buy Activision Blizzard, that is. And once Microsoft saw that they didn't make a move or they didn't have any interest, Microsoft, like some eagles, got him. And that's where the problem come in. Sony never stepped in. But Microsoft now, the ball is in their court, and it's in their favor, because they're going to throw all these questions like, okay, where were you when Sony had the rights to Spider-Man and the Xbox fans were trying to get Spider-Man on Xbox? Where were you? Where were you when Sony stopped Final Fantasy VII Remake from coming to Xbox? All these questions that we're asking, that I'm asking, and that's been brought up, they're going to be brought up in a court case. So yeah. But the thing that's working is when you got countries outside the United States agreeing with Xbox, and then you got the employees at Activision that agreed to this, then the shareholders, and then you got the public, 75%. Yeah, it's going to be a battle with this situation, but when the smoke clear on this one, yeah, Microsoft saw the opportunity and seized it. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. I'm going to leave the article in the description box. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing, or Dark Side. Go. Peace.